It hasn't happened in more than 54 years, not just to protect Social Security, but to expand it so it serves the very people that Franklin Delano Roosevelt had in mind.
That was Representative Larson in his recent speech about Social Security, calling for the increase and enhancement of benefits for all Social Security recipients. Everybody across the board increases. He does a really great job there. You're not going to want to miss that. I'm going to play that full video clip. Also, we have Larson slams latest Trump attack on Social Security, basically saying earlier this year, Trump administration announced they would pare back phone services at SSA, requiring millions of seniors to go online and in person to field offices to keep receiving their benefits, the same field offices they tried to close. So basically, not too happy about Trump and closing down offices for Social Security. I'll let you know what's going on there, playing that full video clip, give you the latest on Social Security. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So I will get into this article about what Larson is saying about Trump attack on Social Security. But first, let's listen to what Representative Larson has to say. This is coming around the 90th anniversary of Social Security.
Think back to 1929 and the Great Crash, and then the passage of Social Security in 1935. The courage that took, the vision, and to have a system in place, arguably, I think as Commissioner O'Malley knows, the best social insurance program in the world. Rich Neal said that today at a meeting with Speaker Jeffries, where we talked about the upcoming 90th anniversary of Social Security, not just in the form of celebrating and what we are going to do throughout our congressional districts, but for also recognizing the responsibility of the United States Congress to step up and do what hasn't happened in more than 54 years, not just to protect Social Security, but to expand it so it serves the very people that Franklin Delano Roosevelt had in mind, that keeps and binds our nation together. I often chide our Republican colleagues and say to them, why aren't you looking at this as an economic development plan? And they go, what? I said, you heard me. An economic development plan. I provide every one of them with a little card. And that card tells them how many people in their district receive Social Security benefits, how many get disability benefits, how many get spousal, dependent children, widows, and of course, pension checks. But the key thing is that in the 435 districts, on average, Social Security provides more than $200 million monthly to every congressional district. Now, where do those individuals spend that money? They spend it right back in the communities that they live in. And what has Congress done? Nothing. The last time Social Security was enhanced was 1971. Richard Nixon was president of the United States, but he learned from President Kennedy and Johnson, and frankly from President Eisenhower as well, in terms of what was needed and why this is such an important, very safety net of capitalism and entrepreneurialism and open markets. It allows people to take risk and also know that if for any reason they should fail, theirs or otherwise, the people that work with them and they themselves had a safety net, had the ability to survive and continue, that has never missed a payment. Never missed a payment. Not a pension payment, not a child support, not a widow's support, spousal, or disability payment. But it's appalling that Congress hasn't taken any action to enhance Social Security since 1971. Now, I know a few of you might be saying, well, wait a minute, don't forget 1982 and Nancy Altman's great efforts and what happened with the committee. I said, well, yes, they did save Social Security. And Tip O'Neill deserves great credit. So does Bob Dole, as a matter of fact. Remember, Ronald Reagan wanted to privatize it. But they came up with a plan, and the plan extended the solvency of Social Security. And you remember how they did it. They raised the age. Now, that may seem to some like that's a cogent, practical way to deal with this, and especially today when people say, you know, people are living longer. But everybody at this academy knows that for every year you raise the age, that's a 7% cut in your benefits. So what our erstwhile colleagues are talking about with a raising the age to 70 is a 21% cut in benefits. That is simply unacceptable, especially when you look at what this provides and the fact that we haven't made a change. Nobody, and everyone in this room can attest, this gets wealthy on Social Security. Yet it is the basic economic foundation that keeps this very system of free markets, entrepreneurial and capitalism alive. Because it does allow people to take risk. And it does provide for people. And imagine, and you all know the numbers. Over 70 million people depend on Social Security. 10,000 baby boomers a day are becoming eligible for Social Security. 40% of all that 70,000, this is the only benefit that they have. And for Congress not to act in over 50 years, our new bill will require that Congress acts every 6 years to make sure that in the term of a senator and 3 of a House member, there will be no excuse to kick the can down the road, but to address the basic needs of the American people and capitalism. I'm encouraged by the leadership of Hakeem Jeffries. And so how out front, I'm sure most of you were up at 4 o'clock in the morning to hear his speech, and where he was able to go on for 8 hours. But in talking about Medicare and Medicaid, but also focusing on Social Security, he recognizes, and so do all of you, that it's long overdue, not just to protect, but to expand these benefits. You all know how solid that trust fund is. You also know and understand and why your voices, and especially here at this academy, are important. Privatization is going on right before our very eyes. And to look the other way is not acceptable. To be blinded to what's going on and the dismantling internally of the Social Security Administration, and to say that we're going to come in and we're going to turn this around with AI technology is a farce. Yes, there's great potential, and yes, nobody will deny that technology, and we can always improve and upgrade. But this is about fellow human beings who need to know whether at the end of a phone call or face-to-face, there's a human being there that can help you through this process and help you understand what these benefits mean and how they can negotiate their way through it. For the 90th birthday, there'll be many celebrations, and we're pleased to join with the AARP. We're pleased to join with Nancy Aldwin. We're pleased to join with Max Richmond and the National Committee and everyone that's participating, and every member will be encouraged, Democrat and Republican. But I can guarantee you that every Democrat will be in their districts, affiliating and associating, and not just cutting a birthday cake or anniversary cake or blowing out candles, but saying at the end of that, it's time for action. It's time to get motivated and pass a bill that doesn't simply protect, but expands the benefits of Social Security so that people can live out their lives in dignity as Franklin Delano Roosevelt intended. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
What are your thoughts there? Representative Larson definitely always has a lot of good things to say about Social Security in terms of the fight for protecting Social Security, enhancing benefits, increasing benefits. Let me know your thoughts on that. So Larson slams latest Trump attack on Social Security, basically saying we pushed back and they backed down. Now Donald Trump and his Doge are back at it, hoping that American people will look the other way. The Social Security Administration estimates that this move will force more than 3 million seniors to travel to field offices, all while staff are being cut and wait times for services are skyrocketing. Make no mistake, Donald Trump is trying to dismantle Social Security from within, creating chaos and confusion so he can slash and privatize it before our very eyes. Excuse me, something his own Treasury Secretary just admitted. Some of the American people may have been born at night, but not last night. House Democrats are in the fight. We will not let Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies go after Americans' hard-earned benefits to make another buck. They are counting on Congress to not only protect, but enhance Social Security, and we are ready to get the job done. So he's also referring to the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, talking about how the Trump accounts, $1,000 Trump accounts going to newborn babies, is a backdoor to privatize Social Security. Two things there. No one is explaining how it's a backdoor to privatize Social Security. And second, no one's explaining why this is a bad thing as well. So Representative Larson, as well as others, are saying privatization of Social Security is a bad thing, but not really explaining why. I see benefits and cons to privatizing Social Security, but I just keep hearing the Democrats saying it's a bad thing, not really explaining why. I still haven't found a good argument against it, but let me know your thoughts on that, and that is all the news that I have for today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day, and I am going to be telling you that you always need to have fun at the playground or at anything. You need to have fun with yourself and enjoy yourself how you are right now, because the day after it won't be around, so you have to enjoy the day first. Bye!
We got some new updates on the $600 Trump tariff rebate checks. I got some new video footage as well. You're going to want to click that video over there, see the latest on these checks, which could go out to basically millions of Americans. Anybody who makes less than $75,000 could get a $600 Trump tariff rebate check. Click that video now. I'll give you all the updates there, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.